Anciento. And Chalice of the Way for 1.
Chalice on 1 to start the game for Juan. And let's see if Kaplan has a response. Force of Will. Pitching Murktide. Let's see. Looks like Juan has a force and he's firing it off. Force pitching. Emery. Force pitching Emery to protect Chalice. And Chalice resolves. So Chalice on 1. After a counter war. Flooded Strand cracked here. It's volcanic island. Uh-oh.
Bobble?
Yes.
Mishra's Bauble. Okay, Chalice counters the Delver. Mishra's Bauble now looking at the top card of the deck. I didn't get to see what that was, but we're passing the turn and Kaplan will draw.
Another Anciento.
Okay, Ancient Tomb number 2. Juan borrowing my playmat, the beautiful NYC Eternal playmat. Believe it or not, and you know, some of you are going to have your minds blown by this, but Juan came to the tournament without a playmat, so I lent mine for round 5. Despite losing the previous round to John, I drew into top 8 of this event. Dave Kaplan and Juan currently battling for spots. So I was able to provide my playmat, lend it out for this round. For Juan's feature match against birthday boy Dave Kaplan. Here's Murktide Regent coming down. And it looks like it has 1 counter on it. 4/4.
Lotus Petal.
There's Lotus Petal.
So okay, I am going to pay 1 blue. Then
See you later, Wendy. Looks like a Kappa Cannoneer is coming down here. Blue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Sure.
so it enters in the battlefield and triggers first for its song. And pass the turn to you.
All right, Kappa Cannoneer comes down. So it's a race between a Murktide and a Kappa. Unlikely Kaplan will be able to pay any ward cost this game. Ward 4 on the turtle. Here's Expressive Iteration, though.
Play.
Counter for
It's just, I can't play it right now. It's just iteration, so it sets it to the side.
okay.
Okay, so just a little confusion about casting Pyroblast, but Pyroblast is stuck in exile. Kaplan plays a Wasteland. Gonna waste one of these tombs. Put Juan back down to only 2 generic mana available. This Murktide might be able to race the Kappa. We'll see. Here's a Urza Saga, though. I don't really know where the advantage bar is currently. See a Thought Monitor and looks like a Sai in hand for Juan.
Attack for 5.
Attacking for 4.
And pass.
The Chalice is pretty good.
Attack.
Attacks and puts Juan down to 5.
Mystic Sanctuary.
Mystic Sanctuary tapped.
Dragon's Rage Channel.
Dragon's Rage Channeler. It's countered. Saga goes up to 2, but Juan now at a precarious life total can't be paying for
Chalice of the Void.
Urza's Saga triggers with Ancient Tomb. Okay, so plays a Mox Opal,
Crazy.
which
This
will
trigger.
strengthen the turtle. Let's see. Thinking about casting this Thought Monitor now, maybe?
I will attack you for 6.
Attacking for 6.
Hold on a second. I'm thinking about the Mox Opal. It says whenever
Or maybe not.
attack enters the battlefield.
Exactly. So this is on the stack.
Okay, so Force of Will pitching Brainstorm happened on the Mox Opal, so maybe
Okay. So I'm going to attack you for
some more miscommunication about where we are in the game, but Turtle comes in for 5 then, putting Kaplan down to 6. Arctide attacks for 4, putting Juan down to 1. As best as you can, people watching, try to make it very clear where you are in the game at any point, just so everybody understands. And you don't end up in situations where you make a mistake or your opponent makes a mistake due to confusion. Just try to be clear. All right, Urza Saga sacrificed here. Not creating any constructs, don't have the mana for it. Mox Opal gets searched for and found. That'll trigger Kappa. Brainstorm gets countered, and Juan will take game 1. There we go. Enigma Machine says definitely think forcing that Opal was wrong. Dave dies now guaranteed as opposed to Juan possibly getting greedy, casting a spell with the tomb, and then dying on the crackback. Maybe. Good point anyway. All right, so now Kaplan on play. Turn 1 Delver pass. On the Wind says he was dead regardless. I agree. I think there wasn't a lot that Kaplan was going to be able to do to win that game.
Ancient Tomb. And Chalice of
Tapping 2 and Chalice on 1. Days.
I will force that.
Force pitching Force of Negation on the Days. And it seems like Chalice on 1 is resolving. Nope. Force of Will pitching Delver. So Kaplan able to stop the Chalice. I'm a Young Base God. Thank you for the resale with Prime. 5-month streak for Young Base God. Thank you. What's up, Base God? Enigma Machine says he wasn't. If Juan got greedy and cast the Thought Monitor, we can force that and we win. We were dead if he doesn't make a mistake, so we have to put them in the position to make that mistake. I like that. Good point. Kaplan, though, with 2 creatures on the battlefield now. Dragon's Rage Channeler comes down.
Sacrifice this. And play one side.
Here's Sai, which will be pretty good. No follow-up 0-mana artifacts, though, to create Thopters. So Kaplan can still fly over this. Sai, potentially. At least for one more turn. All right, attacking with Insectile Aberration for 3, and here's a Dragon's Rage Channeler. No Delirium yet, just 1 type in the graveyard. Instant. Looks like Juan's hand is Force of Negation, Kappa Cannoneer, and...
I'm going to attack you.
unsure. Attacking with Sai. Ooh. Okay. Aggressive attack there. Sai was still able to block Dragon's Rage Channeler, so...
Take it.
not really liking the attack there, maybe. Taking 5 now is Juan down to 4.
Cast this.
Mishra's Bauble. Triggers Sai. No, please. Oh, no. It's a Thopter token, everybody. We're going to see a big uproar from the YouTube commenters about that. They're going to lose it. Not sure what's happening.
Okay, before the end of...
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Timing for Mishra's Bauble stuff being discussed, and now drawing a card is Juan, who appears to draw a Hercule's Recall. There is a Thopter on Juan's board, the D6 on 1 towards the top of your screen. And I don't know what to really say. Thankfully, it's dying because it's blocking Insectile Aberration, so that's gone.
I was going to ask you if you wanted to write to the card stuff. Yeah, well, I'm here now.
Thinking about firing off this Wasteland, and yep, Wasteland on the Ancient Tomb and pass. So now 2 types in the graveyard for Kaplan. Juan now down to 4 and passing the turn. So this game looks over, maybe. Yep, game over. Going to game 3.
I play a Mox Opal. Ancient Tomb. Cherries of the Void.
Every game, Chalice on 1.
Force of Negation pitching Delver on Chalice X's 1. Looks like Juan has protection again. Force of Will pitching Kappa Cannoneer. Ouch. Oof. All right, Chalice on 1 resolves. Kaplan a bit behind already here in game 3. Steam Vents tapped, pass. Can't play 1-mana spells.
Your turn.
Mox Opal not on yet. Scalding Tarn pass.
Lotus Petal.
There's Lotus Petal.
Pass.
Good.
Flooded Strand pass.
Ursa Saga.
Dave Kaplan in the chat, gift leader number 3. Says, I believe Juan opened up turn 1 Chalice with force backup every game and double force backup 1 game. It's very hard to compete with that. Exactly. Good hands for Juan in this matchup. So Kappa Cannoneer getting Pyroblasted. It's one thing going Dave's way. Still needs a meltdown. Uh-oh, Okay. So the Kappa Cannoneer went into the graveyard, but a Chalice trigger being pointed out.
And pass it on to you.
It seemed like the trigger was, this is competitive REL event, was missed. I don't know what the exact rules are. Okay, Dave Kaplan in the chat says, Juan forgot the Chalice trigger and I let it go. So there you go. Birthday boy Dave Kaplan. Allowing it all. Allowing it all, everybody. Going to have to battle a Kappa and a Chalice on one now. Expressive iteration. Hand. Exile an island and play it. One card on the bottom.
Good.
And passing the turn.
I will draw. This goes to 2.
Urza Saga goes to 2.
Another Saga.
Plays another Urza Saga.
I am going to pay 2 lives to get a construct.
All right, so we have a judge checking in with us in the chat, Enigma Machine, saying comp REL ruling would be entirely dependent on the communication. I would personally be likely to rule that Juan caught it in time. They caught their mistake before the card left their hand. And I also generally rule in the favor of how the game state should be rather than how the game state could be. So there's a take from a judge in the chat. Judge in the chat, which is exciting. Speaking of judges in the chat, how do we judge this D6 in the center of the table representing a construct token created by Urza Saga? How do we judge that, everybody? Does anybody have any feelings about that? That they want to share with everybody? We have some lifetime bans being suggested by the chat. 25 gift sub Poing saying lifetime ban. Immediately. Poing didn't even think about it. Just typed it right into the keyboard and hit enter. Let's just get straight to the point. Let's get Juan removed from the event and banned. Dave Kaplan says the tokens got to me since the dice are used to represent counters, Thopter tokens, and construct tokens. Yeah, I feel you. You know, we joke quite a bit about tokens on this channel, but I think it is important, and you know, a lot of the funny things we say about tokens on this channel are you know, just us having fun, but it is important to have clear tokens, both for yourself and for your opponent. Throwing D6s around to represent Thopters, represent servos, and constructs, and using them as Psalmsong counters and Chalice counters, it's just very confusing, and
This is your graveyard.
I don't know what the actual rules could be or should be on things like that, but I don't know. I think everybody gets where I'm going with this. Poing says, all honesty, though, using dice to represent tokens is a misrepresentation of board state, in my opinion, since you can't tell what's what or if it's tapped. I agree.
I will get a Tormod script.
And I'm not even making a joke.
This also goes to 2.
Nigga Machine says, this is why, as a judge, I carry around the blank cards for double face cards in my pocket so I can hand them to players and have them write the token on it. Smart. Tormod's Crypt getting fetched off Urza's Saga, so that's on the battlefield now.
And I am going to attack you. This actually triggers this, but maybe I was a bit late. I am going to attack you with this and with the other.
All right, attacking now with the Construct and Kappa Cannoneer, it appears, and that gets a fist bump from Kaplan. The power of the creatures enough to knock out Kaplan here in round 5. Both Juan and Dave made the top 8 of this event, though.